just been out to Halfords and I've gone and bought myself one of these 10 watt solar. It's called a 10 watt solar maintainer. So basically it's a solar panel that keeps your vehicle battery topped up while you're not using it, or at least that's what it says it does. It's 10 watt. It comes with the battery clamps, so you can connect it directly to your battery, or it comes with the 12 volt basically cigarette lighter adapter, so you can plug it straight in, so you don't even have to open the bonnet if you don't want to. And it sits on your dash and just literally trickle charges your battery. How good it is, I have no idea, but we'll open it up, see what it's like, and put it in the car, or the van in my case, and see what happens. And first thing I noticed when I pulled it out, it feels really rigid and solid, so it looks quite hard wearing, even though it's not really going to be moving once it's in place and all that. But it's quite heavy. It feels really good. I thought it was going to be cheap, like just feel cheap, but it feels really nice. It comes with 3 meters of cabling, and like I said earlier, it's got these ends, so you can literally plug that direct into the cigarette lighter, or if you want to go directly to the battery. I suppose if you were going to hardwire this in, you could potentially just cut them ends off and use the eyelets and literally bolt it to the battery if you wanted to. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a trickle charger supposed to be, but these wires look really thin. But I suppose they're alright for the ampage it's going to chuck out. But yeah, I would have liked thicker wires, but still, we shall see. And obviously you've got your user manual there, but I don't think you need much instructions to work out how it works. So what I want to do is put it in the vehicle, plug it in, and then put a voltmeter on it and see what we get, because apparently, well, we know that even on a not so sunny day you will get a little bit of a charge as well, so anything will be good anyway. So we'll give it a go and see what happens. Right, now we're in the van, and what I've got up here is a little voltage display. I don't know if you can see that, and that just gives me an indication of what condition the battery's in and all that. How accurate it is, I don't know. It's just basically a general ballpark figure. I've never had any issues with the battery not starting or anything like that, but yeah, you can see it just fluctuated between 11.8 and 11.9. So it always looks like it's a little bit low, but like I said, I've never had any issues. But that could be potentially where it's wired up through and all that. But what I'm thinking is, when I plug this in, I wonder if I'll notice any difference at all. Now, it's not a particularly sunny day today, so what we're going to try and do is just plug it in and see if we get any kind of joy. Be mad even if it went up by a little bit. So we'll give it a go. Right, so it's in place now. I've just put it on the dashboard. It's all plugged into the actual cigarette lighter, which is just there, and nothing's happened as of yet, but I wasn't really expecting it to, because it's like I say, it's not a particularly sunny day. But I'm going to leave it. I've got no plans to use the van today, so I'm going to leave it and just keep an eye on it and see what happens. So yeah, we'll come back to it. Right, it's literally been 2 minutes and we had a burst of sunlight, and immediately I noticed that went up to 12. So that's mental. It literally just had a little burst of sunlight, I mean 20 seconds or so, and immediately it went up to 12. So we know now that is definitely working. So the sun is come back out again. Wow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to monitor this and keep an eye on what's happening, and we'll see how high it will go. Obviously there's no controller on this solar panel, so we do have to be a little bit aware of what's going on. I'm not sure if it can exceed the power of what it should be. Hopefully not. I don't know the ins and outs of stuff like that, but normally they do need a controller to keep them going, or to regulate the power going into the battery. But yeah, that's mad. So we know it's working, definitely working. But we'll come back to it, keep an eye on it, and see what happens. Right, so we've got a fairly sunny day today. It's not directly over the solar panel, but it's getting enough of it to get a reading. And what I've done, I've connected the clamps up so we can connect a multimeter to it and see what it's generating. So according to this multimeter, it's producing 20.3 volts. So that's currently what it's generating. Right, so I've switched the multimeter to amps now, and that's how much amps I'm getting. So it's like 1.52, 1.50, something like that. So it's saying 20 volts and 1.5 amps. Now, I don't claim to be an electrician. I'm not claiming I understand all this. However, what I will say is that since I've had that solar panel in, which I've had in now for a couple of weeks, I have noticed that my battery on where we looked at it before, which was this meter always used to sit at, I don't know, 11.8, 11.9 when I'd leave the vehicle sitting for a week or so. And now, since the solar panel has been in, as I say, for about 2 weeks, it always sits at 12, 12.1. So it's definitely keeping the battery topped up. So I would say for the £30 I think it was I paid for it, I think it does an okay job. As I say, I'm not an electrician, I'm not an expert in these particular field, but what I'm going to do, because I have had it plugged into the sort of cigarette lighter thing, but 12 volt, but I'm going to hardwire it into the battery. So I will run these, take these clamps off and just literally connect those terminals straight to the battery, because I don't want it plugged in through there, and there's tons of wires that I don't want to have sitting there either. So I will hardwire that in. And one other thing I wanted to touch upon is, I don't know if you can see it, well you can, it's the reflection. So when you're parked up, obviously not a problem, but when you're driving it can be a little bit distracting. So all I did was I got this black cloth, and when I'm driving I literally, I mean you don't need it anyway when you're driving, so put that black cloth over it and the reflection completely disappears. So yeah, for me, I think it's a thumbs up, because it does work. It's definitely keeping the battery topped up. The multimeter says it's sending out power, and even on a cloudy day I've noticed that it's sort of maintaining the battery. So yeah, I'm going to say well worth getting. And it's not too big, it's not too bulky, and I've actually mounted this now with double-sided tape, so it's there permanently. And as I say, if I leave the vehicle sitting for a week or two, it's constantly being topped up. So yeah, I hope you found this interesting. If you're thinking of getting a solar panel, as I say, £30 from Halfords, nice size, does the job. Happy days. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.